Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nuttall20, and this is the final chapter of Fire Emblem Three Houses Crimson Flower Maddening. I'm joined today by my comrade through most of these episodes, the person who has been over my shoulder, picking apart my gameplay, and telling me about cool things along the entire way, the incredible, the amazing Elkspret.
The end of Fire Emblem as we know it.
I mean, until Three Hopes comes out, this is the end of Fire Emblem.
It doesn't count. You know it doesn't count.
Maybe it's a true ending for this game. Maybe I have to play it then and add it to the LP because it's the real end.
I mean, if you want. I mean, no one's stopping you.
That's true, but I think I'll leave it there for the moment and not worry too much about what Three Hopes implies for this franchise.
It implies some fun shenanigans, probably, more than anything.
Yeah, I imagine so. And I'm liking the new look as well of a lot of the characters, so that looks like it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So with that, we are going to get to the final chapter. We have defeated Dimitri, and we are now going on to fight Seros/Rhea. And yeah, this is going to be a big deal for us as far as I can tell.
What more is there to say, really? We should just get right to it.
Absolutely. So with that, let's get on with the show.
Part 2. Crimson Flower. Great Tree Moon. To the End of a Dream.
My brain has always shortened that to end a dream.
After defeating the Kingdom Army and King Dimitri on the tail.
Weird how that works.
Imperial forces set their sights on Ferdiad, the kingdom capital. The final battle against Rhea draws near.
Of course, the final boss of Ferdiad is Rhea?
Yep.
So, we have finally arrived. It has been a very, very long road.
Why are you here, Uncle? We haven't prevailed just yet.
Even better. I decided I wanted to see the end with my own eyes. The very moment that humans will finally be free from the control of that false beast of a goddess.
Understood. Behold to your heart's content. Just don't get in our way.
Of course. I could not stand to be dragged into the fighting. When this fight is over, a world completely controlled by the Empire will be upon us.
So this is the good guy?
I will only do what I must.
Oh, God.
Until our reign becomes stable. Uncle, no, all of you. I believe that your power and knowledge may be essential during that time of transition.
Perhaps so. We also will do what we must.
Translated, we're going to try and murder each other as soon as possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're counting.
Just, the music for this cutscene is just like...
Professor, may I speak with you? I know the timing is less than ideal, but there's something I need to tell you. I imagine you've already sensed it, but even still, I must tell you the truth of the power you wield and of what you are.
So you can have Byleth be completely clueless. I decided not to, though.
I expected as much. You, like Rhea, share a bloodline with the so-called goddess. Your mother likely had some connection to the goddess, whose power has always been sleeping within you.
I don't know about
It's
so-called.
It's complex.
I was afraid you would choose to join with Rhea.
I mean, is Sothis a goddess so much as an alien? Who knows?
I did. As you know, my goal is to free our world from the control of Rhea and the other children of the goddess.
It depends on what goddess means to you compared to other people, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. So, the Shadow Library discusses this. Basically, Rhea comes from the stars. So not Rhea, but Sothis comes from the stars. And it's why all those who live in the dark call Byleth the Fell Star.
And chose to work with me on the path against Rhea. I was overjoyed, of course, but I was also confused.
You know, for me, when people like decry gods in video games like this, I don't know. To me, it's like saying you're not powerful, and that's
Here we are.
definitely like a lie because they are powerful in some
Yeah.
way at least. But, you know.
Thank you for listening, my teacher. I'm glad I finally had the chance to talk to you about it. After Rhea is gone from this world, I don't know what will become of you. But whatever happens, I hope you know that you're very special.
Yeah, so the kicker is,
You are
if
the one
Rhea
person in this
dies,
world who
then
can
does
share the
Byleth
heavy
live?
burden I must carry.
Don't
Someone
know.
without equal, who I can always speak my mind to. It's time. Let's go, Professor.
Because it's Rhea's magic that keeps Byleth alive, as far as we can tell.
The Imperial army arrives in Ferdiad, the kingdom capital,
Yeah,
only to be confronted
I'm
by
pretty
Rhea,
sure when I
who has
played
transformed into the Immaculate.
Verdant Wind, I guess I should say,
The Black Eagle Strike Force
that
steels
I didn't
itself for an
support
epic
with
battle,
Rhea enough,
hoping
so
to
she
soon
died
return
at the end of it, I
to
think.
its people.
So,
Yeah,
But,
she'll
yeah.
do that. I don't know if she does that in Verdant Wind. I know she does that in Silver Snow. If you don't get A support, she might do in Verdant Wind as well. I forget.
I don't think you can A
Rhea,
support her, but
members
I
of the
even
Church
missed
of
C,
Ferris.
honestly. So,
Surely there's no need to
Fair.
continue this fight. What could be gained by shutting yourselves inside the capital of a kingdom without a king? I will
Technical
give you this one
advantage?
chance and no other. Throw down your weapons and surrender. Unlike you, I have no desire to unleash wicked atrocities upon this world.
okay.
Silence.
Okay.
I
That's a
mean,
loaded statement.
I'll wait just a moment longer. There are still many residents within the city. Unlike my attack on Garrick Mach 5 years ago, the church will not allow the inhabitants to evacuate. What the hell are they planning?
Lady Rhea, or rather, Lady Saros, the Imperial Army is calling for our surrender. Is it wise to ignore them? Perhaps we could leave Fodlan and devise another plan.
We shall not surrender. We must not lose. Even if it must split the heavens, we shall not yield to the wicked
when
one.
Catherine is the voice of reason,
I will do as you command. You
Yeah,
have my
like,
fealty no matter what.
Rhea
Things
didn't
are-
even,
My
like,
last
begin
moving
to be calm in that statement.
Side too, forever.
Now, Catherine, set fire to the city. The Imperial Army will burn in the flames of eternal torment.
What? No, you can't do that.
Catherine, now.
As you wish. But is there truly no other way?
I have no patience for foolish questions. I shall sacrifice as many lives as it takes.
yep.
That apostate who insists on taking everything from me will be crushed by my own hands.
So yeah, Rhea's
That-
plan is to burn every civilian to death in the city
That ghastly voice.
Interesting.
for a relevant strategic advantage. But yeah, it is actually a real strategic advantage.
What? Damn it, Rhea. There really is no depth you wouldn't sink to. Everyone, we must commence our attack at once. Are you ready?
Every time she says something, I'm like,
Say the word.
I'm
When we
like,
attack,
this.
we'll head straight for the
You only
cluster
went
and
this
strike
far
down
because
the
you
leader.
drove her to it.
That vile creature called the Immaculate One. This is the end of the
Whatever,
long
it's
war.
fine.
It's totally. I mean, so if your decided objective is to destroy the church, then yeah. Although, you know,
We're about to invade is engulfed in
Catherine does offer we could
Do
just
not rush
leave,
to your deaths.
and they could have just left.
Survive. Prevail.
Probably could have, and that probably would have been better for everyone, but.
Yes.
I want to see it with all of you at my side. Understood?
Of course. I will not fall and leave you without your protector. And you may live to see your dream come to fruition. For that, I shall survive and prevail.
I am carrying the future of Brigid. I will not be dying here.
Petra, you won't be taking part here.
For myself and for everyone.
You're like
Oh,
level
well.
5.
Surviving.
We've been cutting our own path this whole way. There's no
Maybe she's
stopping
killing
until we
people
reach
off
the
screen,
end.
I don't know.
I can't die. Or all my
And she was in one paralogue. She showed up.
Don't worry about me, Aiden.
Yeah.
I won't fall before I've found my happily ever after. Maybe when this war is over, I can finally snag a good catch and settle down.
Somehow we're already here. I wonder if the peace we secure will allow me to research as much as I'd like. If so, let's end this quickly.
Edelgard, Professor, I'll do my best for both of you. If I die here, it would be with shame and regret. Oh, I can't let that happen!
Once the world is united, I will lend my strength to both Edelgard and the Professor. To that end, I will lead us all safely to victory. My pride and duty as a noble demand no less, as do my own principles.
Yeah, let's invade this burning city.
Imperial Army.
They really should have just given him a voice actor. Like,
Yeah, it would be much
for
better.
real. Especially in these situations where it's like, you can pick one option.
Absolutely.
It's in a pitiful state.
We finally stand before the palace. These flames will kill our friends and foes alike.
Those who stand in our way will perish with the flames. Immaculate One, your reign ends here and now.
With fire raging all over the city, our enemies won't be able to advance in large numbers. Instead, they may try to defeat us with small squads of elite warriors.
Indeed. I suspect as much. And at their head is the one who stole my mother from me, and likely that mutinous whelp, Edelgard.
So yeah, this is a hell of a map.
But enemies will no doubt be waiting to intercept our advance. If we want to minimize our losses, we will need to be flexible in our approach.
See how we start this up.
So I have two squads basically, one that's going to go down the middle and one that's going to go down the right. So you see Ferdinand here starts to take down this monstrous creature. And quickly the force on the right is able to overwhelm it because they've got Shamir, who has the Inexhaustible.
Yeah, that's an incredible amount of HP on that guy, though.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I've got no time for
And so the
Also
next...
ridiculous.
Yeah, Lysithia's Darkfire is unbelievably powerful.
I do not tolerate obstacles.
Also, my Lysithia has like 10 speed on the normal Lysithia or something. It's insane. He should not be this fast.
Tanky guys, though.
Yeah, so everything here has a lot of health. They take a beating. But, at the moment, I've got the big numerical advantage, so even with all that health, it's easy enough to lock them down and then just plink away.
I'll grow as strong as I can.
Fair enough.
So, after you take down the middle, there is a path down the left-hand side here. Now, I am going to aggro some things here, but broadly I'm just going to ignore the left. There's no need to fight it at all.
Except for completion, for whatever that matters.
I mean, like, New Game Plus experience, maybe? Oh, I actually screw up here.
Yeah. Oh.
I screw up pretty badly because Yuritsa has a spear that's super effective against horses, that he just didn't use in that, and he's got distant counters, so I don't know why I didn't do that.
Oh.
Open your hearts and accept your fate. The Immaculate War saves only the righteous.
Alright, so this is a very annoying mechanic.
That roar seems to have affected the doll's movements.
Whenever the Immaculate One howls, those dolls become stronger.
So they gain more attack, more speed, and I want to say more dexterity every time she howls, and there's no cap on it. They just gain 2 every time, and she howls every 2 turns.
Every 2 turns?
Yeah.
You lost that one.
Thank God it doesn't increase defenses, because if it did, then this map would be near impossible.
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine.
It's win or die.
I mean, not technically true. There is footage somewhere of someone with a level 56 Edelgard soloing this map on Maddening with her. It's unbelievable.
I mean, you do what you have to.
Yeah.
Another fearless victory.
It's like it's dark outside, so that's good for her.
Yes, so the smoke from the fire is covering up the sunlight. So she gets a power boost. Ah, yes, and here I'm in trouble, because if I attack into that creature, there's a Pegasus Knight right behind it that'll kill anybody that gets into melee.
Pegasus Knight's always giving us trouble.
Best enemies in this game, by miles. They are tremendously difficult to deal with.
Ooh!
That had 474 damage.
Poor Leone, though, almost didn't make it there.
She almost didn't make it, but her dexterity is so high that she can't be crit. So, as long as I got the prediction right, there's no way she's gonna die.
Yeah, true. Little top off.
Well, this is how I'm gonna handle this Pegasus Knight. I'm like checking it. Alright, cool, it's using assembly, which is fine.
Oh, alright. Better than anything else it could do, probably.
Well, yeah, so if it attacked it wouldn't kill Leone and she'd crit it back, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It then decides not to. I don't know why. Oh, yes, I messed up. When I moved Byleth away, Leone lost the 2 defense that she had that would have stopped her from dying to the thing.
Oh.
So it then attacked her with a spear like normal. But then
And
she
it probably
crit.
didn't use assembly because then it couldn't have hit multiple people with it, probably.
Yeah, as well. So then she just crit in the clutch and it was fine. It's a good job, Leone.
My orders?
I'm like, what's targeting her? It's not a Pegasus Knight. Oh no. Oh no.
Damn siege magic.
Yeah, so there's that mage there with bolting, and I'm like, what the hell do I do about him?
Just encounter, perhaps?
Well, my solution for this guy is going to be to distant encounter him with Yuritsa. But instead what happens is this. So all of this goes to plan, no problem. But then, of course, yeah, same turn reinforcements that are flyers and horses. Just kill you.
So this is how it ends.
We knew that Byleth's weakness was just being backstabbed, just like his dad.
I know, right? Oh, look at that puddle of blood as well. Jesus Christ, Violet. So I reform to try and deal with this, and then Annette gets in the way and dies. And I'm like, well, that was interesting. Okay, that didn't work. So I've got to rewind again, because that strategy doesn't deal with those reinforcements. So this time, I think I've arranged everything perfectly. Byleth should have died there, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, but he clutches out with Cross of Flames. Of course, then Leone dies.
Oh, man.
Because I've got to equip her with a sword. So that didn't work.
Are these guys gonna keep coming back too?
Well, I keep on having to rewind to deal with them. When you cross the threshold of those stairs is when I think they spawn. So this time I have Leone aggro the bolting mage. And I'm like, well, Lysithea can kill this guy with Dark Spike. Oh wait, no she can't. So that one didn't work.
It's done.
It's a lot already.
So this time I use Swarm, which increases Lysithia's speed so she can't be doubled anymore. Which is very, very important.
That makes sense.
So now this guy charges in, same as before, except he now doesn't double her anymore. And these guys run forward. Except now I'm actually perfectly aligned to not get hit by any of them. So yeah, those reinforcements alone cost me 4 turns. Like 4 rewinds.
I'm your girl.
Yep.
I think they are the most. I think they're the most lethal reinforcements I've ever seen in this game.
Not looking good.
I think you got it though. Now that you've mathed it out immensely amount of times here.
Yeah, so now that I've had enough goes, and now that they're in play, it's a lot easier for us to deal with them because I have, you know, Raging Storm.
That's one way to deal with them, yeah.
I was just like, I'll just move again, no problem. Why is Raging Storm allowed?
No time to slow down.
I don't think originally Gale Force was usable multiple times in one turn, right?
No, it was not.
Yeah.
Of course, then she misses Raging Storm, but obviously that doesn't matter because Raging Storm triggers off misses as well.
Right.
Because, you know, that bit of balance needed to be real, right?
Oh my goodness.
And then, unfortunately, I'm forced to use a Gambit here. I don't want to if I can avoid them. But there's no other way of paralyzing both these units without spending more Raging Storm charges.
Let's keep up the pace.
Big 4-0.
Yeah, Edelgard has a lot of levels because Raging Storm just gets her a lot of kills, as it turns out. I'm like, damn, Leonie's gonna die from this. Oh no. What do I do? What do I do? Quickly, Constance has rescue.
Or literal rescue in this case.
Exactly.
Nice 8% there, bro.
I know, right? That actually makes saving Leonie a little bit easier for me because she was in range of that archer. She might have died, but the crit saves her. And you know, Marianne now does her job of tanking bolting charges until I can deploy my own version of bolting back at that damn mage.
Good old revenge.
Yes, and Constance has 1 extra range of bolting, so therefore she can hit back and kill the thing.
Tremble before me.
Alright, well done.
Yeah, so one of the things you'll have seen is that Constance is sitting inside in Grimoire, and Lysithia's in Darkfire. Typically, it goes the other way around for what their classes are. But I think that they're better that way.
I mean, that's fine. Makes sense, I think. Only reason Lysithea quote-unquote prefers Grimoire is just because Darkfire didn't exist when she first appeared, I think.
Yep.
Father, you should know that they made me happy.
Happy?
Knowing that you were thinking of us all along. We were worried about you, Mother and I. Neither of us ever came out and said it, but we thought maybe you hated us. We're trying to forget all about us.
Never. I swear it on His late Majesty and on my homeland.
I see. All right. Then swear. Swear that someday, when this war is over, you'll come back to us.
I hear you, Annette. I will return without fail. Annette, I knew this day would come.
Yes. And so did I, Father. Be warned that I will push you aside, even if I must use force to do it.
I understand. Goddess, this is surely a chastisement from you.
Good night, sir.
Majesty.
You are a terrible parent. You are literally defending a city that is burning because of the person that you're defending. And you're claiming to be loyal to the king of that city. Gilbert, you suck.
I can't really argue with that. Oh.
Yup. Yep. So that happens.
More of them.
So yeah, these guys show up and they murder Constance.
Probably more people too.
Oh yes. They murder Dorothea.
I'd hoped to relive those glory days.
So there's people who say like, same term reinforcements aren't that bad. Usually they warn you with like some text or something, but I don't think I've seen any of that in this map. I don't think I've seen any warnings.
Three Houses Maddening does not warn you. It does not give a crap about warning you. And I'm like, wait, what? How do I defend this if all my guys are on the right-hand side? So...
Stand where they spawn and keep them from coming?
No, you can't do that on Three Houses. They just walk around you. So I'm like, well, what do you do? So this is the only time I've ever had to look up the Fire Emblem wiki for Maddening. Because I needed to know what the spawn conditions of these things were. Because there's a good chance I'd have to restart the map if it was timed. But actually, they spawn when Gilbert dies.
Let's clean up.
Okay, that makes some sense, I guess.
Yeah. So now, I'm just going to sit my entire Central Force not doing anything and waiting for... and just wait. Whilst my force on the right-hand side pushes up. So they can get out of range.
Now I'm worried though, if Gilbert death spawns reinforcements, will Catherine's death also do that?
It might. It might. Oh no.
I'll use Monster Blast.
I'm trying to figure out what the highest hit chance is.
Of course. But that's enough of that. I can't stand any more of your vulnerable side. Ah, sorry, partner. Hope I didn't worry you. I lost hold of myself there. No need to apologize. It's what partners are for. If you'd like, we can start planning our next move. Next move? What do you mean? We can wed if you're that worried about losing me. Though, I may tire of your company. You look a bit red. What's the matter, partner? That was just unexpected. If you'll excuse me, I need some fresh air.
Yeah, this one was nice.
Hello, Catherine. I always knew this day would come. What a coincidence. So did I. It seems that now we have no choice. We have nothing in common. Not our backgrounds, not our beliefs.
That's a lie.
Not the way we lived. Or the way we'll die.
Oh, Shamir with the burn at the end, though.
Lady Rhea, my service ends here. It's been an honor.
Oh, Catherine, why didn't you just join your girlfriend instead? Christ.
That sucks.
It's just not who she is. And then this happens.
Really?
Yes, I forgot you get Thunderbrand on this map. So at this point I start laughing because I'm like, I've got Thunderbrand and it has 20 charges.
It's shocking, but I suppose
I mean, it makes
fair enough.
sense. So everyone's out of range of the flyers now, so they all deploy over there. Super easy to take them down. So I cut past that.
Alright, cool.
I guess I'm just enjoying an Edelgard quad. There you go.
I like how all these dolls have their own names.
Yeah, they do. I tried to figure out if there was any lore behind them, but I couldn't find any. I don't think they're named after any saints or anything like that either.
I'm seeing a 100% crit rate.
Ah, but there's only a 76% hit. Yes. 100% hit, 76%. Sorry, 100% crit, 76% hit. Boom.
Alright, who's next? Your spirit is at...
Nice.
This isn't even the best Leonie you can get, which is the worst part. Like, she's the weakest you can be in this route.
Yeah, because of the lack of maps to do.
Not even the lack of maps. She doesn't have Cursed Ashia sword, which is the best sword in the game. Or is the highest crit sword in the game, at least. So, she'd actually have 10 more crit than she's showing here on any other route. So, yeah, every character got a tragic death. Cyril gets nothing. He has no quotes with anyone. So, yeah.
I mean, who would he have quotes with? Like, thinking about it. Yeah.
Maybe
Nobody on this route,
Shamir?
anyway.
Maybe Shamir, because Shamir trains him, right?
Yeah, they are student and pupil, but yeah, I guess not.
So yeah, I'm trying to line up here to deal with the Immaculate One, but I realize I need to clear out the left-hand side a bit, so I've got more room.
Turn the tides.
Strength and beauty. What a pair.
And I use Distant Counter there to kill the other bolting mage that's around.
Nice.
But we get units walking past other units, causes them to aggro, which is a bit of a problem. So here I'm looking at the Immaculate One's skills, and I'm not seeing Commander. Now, Commander is what typically stops people from being hit by lethality.
Right.
So I'm wondering if you can lethality the Immaculate One. And the answer is I don't know.
Didn't bother to test it.
Well, so at this point, I think I've only got about 2 or 3 rewinds left. Ah, yes. And here, I do the obvious thing. I give Leonie Thunderbrand.
It's gonna hurt, though.
It's gonna be absolutely disgusting.
I guess sacrifices have to be made.
You don't value human life at all. Isn't that right, Immaculate One?
Nonsense! Fools who do not accept their own sins are undeserving of salvation! You humans are the ones who betrayed! You betrayed me! And you betrayed my mother!
I did
Well,
not betray
she
you
did.
or her. I
Oh.
never believed in you from the beginning.
Well, there's that, I guess. But also, like, she's the main source of your problems. Probably shouldn't have taken it out on the rest of humanity.
Yeah. Probably should have burnt a city to try and stop it. Of people who've stood with you to the end, you know?
Yeah.
So, what I'm trying to do here is get an opening on the Immaculate One, but I don't want to fully break the armor yet.
All right.
And the reason that's the case is I don't want... Basically, you can stun the Immaculate One. And what'll happen is if you do that, she can't do anything to you anymore. She's completely out of action. Now, the result of all of this is... That means she's very, very vulnerable. Oh, this is me trying for lethality. It doesn't work. But that's only a 50% chance of working, so I don't know if that's the case at the moment. But,
Alright. Fair enough.
If the Immaculate One is stunned early, that means that for her stronger phases later on, she's available. I have no idea why I did this. None at all. I just ran Leone into a situation where she was going to die. And then I'm like, let's just Astra her instead. And I don't get a lethality or enough crits, and then she dies again. I'm just like, god damn it. Alright, I've got 2 lives left. Bizarre thinking to know why I did that.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I decide to alter my strategy here. Lysithea gets a clutch Pavis, which is pretty handy for us.
Ready for anything.
And yeah, Ferdy's able to Brave Axe her down. And that's 1 point of HP down for her. And then this happens.
Nice.
She just takes a full health bar.
Shouldn't strain myself.
I'm like, well, alright, well, we've got more Thunderbrand charges. Let's just do it again.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I'm growing.
Smoke 'em while you got 'em, as they say.
I'm like, yeah, screw it. Let's see if it happens again. Let's see if she manages it. I don't know what I'm pondering here. I'm potentially thinking, should I Astra her again? I'm like, no, you know what? I'm done chancing it.
I didn't dodge that time.
No, but that's okay. Doesn't quite chunk the full bar again, but takes her down to 13 HP. And I've still got a couple of people left, so Shamir here is able to plink off that last bit.
Nice.
That's a good level, for what it's worth. And then the Immaculate One pulls this.
Aww.
23% chance crit just kills him. And these guys are like, oh crap, the Immaculate One's being attacked.
I snuck around.
So I'm like, oh, do I spend like my last reset to try and save Yaritza? And to be clear, Leone could have killed the Immaculate One though.
You gotta keep him.
So this time, I let the Immaculate One keep that 13 HP. And that changes the roll of the dice slightly. So she doesn't kill Yaritza.
Nice.
So here's what I'm talking about now. I need Resonant Flames here to hit to break this set of armor. Because at this point she's got Wrath as well as, not Vantage, but a bunch of other skills for when she's at low HP. And so it's incredibly dangerous to attack her normally.
For sure, for sure.
And yeah, I need this Resonant Lightning to hit, otherwise I'm in big trouble. But Lysithea clutches it out for me.
Good work.
No, very good work.
Oh, they do give you something for it. I was wondering.
So I'm like, alright. Plenty of time, this thing's super vulnerable, what do we do? I don't know why I used an Axe of Zoltan here, that made no sense. But okay.
More fighting.
A great. Be smart or I'm finished.
So yeah, to be clear, Leonie can kill this. No problem. No problem. Because she'd deal about 150 damage to the Immaculate One.
I'll back you up.
It's time.
Oh.
But, but I wanted Byleth to take part.
I'll cut a bloody path.
I'll do my best.
I am unafraid.
Let's clean up.
And I'm like, there's only one way. There's only one way.
The exact math there, happy accident?
I think that was a happy accident, yes.
Ever since the tragedy at the Red Canyon, I have lived a solitary life. In an effort to fill the hole left by that solitude, I took up the challenge of reviving the Progenitor God. I wished for you to become the Progenitor God. I wished desperately to be held in my mother's arms once more. But that has changed. Now, I wish only for you to be yourself, and to have you by my side. I love you dearly, and so, I must ask, will you accept this ring? If you feel the same, I would like nothing more than to spend the rest of my life with you. You brought a ring as well? For me? I am overcome with joy. I never thought I would know a day so blissful as this. That we found each other. Perhaps that means my mother is looking after us, guiding us. As the new leader of Fodlan, if you wish for this time of peace to be everlasting, well then, I will happily dedicate my life to supporting your reign. No matter what obstacles we should encounter, I believe that our bond, no, rather our love, I believe that our love can overcome all. Together, we can achieve anything. With our love, we will make Fodlan's future as bright as the stars in the sky.
When humanity stands strong, and people reach out for each other, there's no need for gods. Rhea, your reign of tyranny is over. The time has come. I'm ending this once and for all!
Is it over?
It's a little gross.
It is. But,
I always thought that the crest stone thing was a little more symbolic than that.
Nope. Not at all. And he loses his enlightened hair.
A rising flame was alight as the flow of time carved a new history for Fodlan. With the fall of Ferdiad, the Holy Kingdom of Fargus and the Church of Seros both vanished into the people's memories. Fodlan was finally one unified nation, under the rule of Emperor Edelgard
Hubert down there.
Oh, it's so good.
Embracing her newfound power, Edelgard could at last set about destroying Fodlan's entrenched system of nobility and rebuild a world free from the tyranny of crests and status. Yet, beneath the surface, an unseen and silent struggle began to take shape. From her seat of power, Edelgard could at last wage war on those who slither in the dark.
So yeah, I think this game is about Edelgard and Byleth, but
What are you doing here?
there is only one person for me.
I was talking to Gerald. The sky feels so close, like you can almost touch the stars. I thought my voice might reach him. That the war's finally over. And that his kid and his greatest apprentice did an amazing job out there. Maybe I'm overselling the part I played.
You're underselling it, Leone, pretty significantly.
Thanks. But I was nothing compared to you. I feel like an idiot for ever thinking I could surpass you.
Again, not true.
I managed to keep my promise, though. So, how would you feel about hiring me again? Can't exactly go and break my word now, can I? The war's over, but the enemy might still be lurking. What if they're waiting until I'm gone to attack you?
That would be smart.
That would be what those who slither in the dark do, yes.
Oh, I get it. You're probably pretty tired of me always trailing after you, huh? Love? As in the way a commander loves his soldiers, right? Of course that's what you mean. Oh, that's... that kind of love. Can this really be happening? You want to marry me? Of course I will. You are being serious, right? That would be an awful joke.
God, can you imagine?
I'm sorry.
I had this ring made as a joke.
All that stuff about my promise a minute ago, it was mostly...
And I did his heartfelt confession to you just to troll
I'm
you.
not really the romantic type, so I had a hard time coming out and saying it. Are you sure this is what you want, though? I know I'm not exactly conventional. Guess I'm really wearing this ring then, aren't I? But I do still have a promise to keep with Captain Gerald, too. You've got a big job ahead of you, building a whole new Fodlan. I'm going to support you through all of that. Make sure it never gets to be too much. Then that's that. I promise to protect you until death parts us. And I'll be happy for you to do the same for me.
Leone, if I wanted something conventional, I would not have given you a 100% crit chance.
Yeah, that's fun.
So I did really debate there whether I should pick Edelgard because I think it's more appropriate for the Crimson Flower story, but in the end, I chose my favorite.
I think that's what makes sense. I think you should, you should do what is in your heart more than anything.
I think that's the way of Fire Emblem in general. You should use the units that you enjoy and pick the person that you like at the end. I think that's the way to play this game that's the most fun.
Yeah, I don't care that Lara Shell comes under-leveled in Sacred Stones. I'm gonna use her.
Oh, she's great, though, so,
Yeah, exactly. Compared to all the other healers, she actually has a personality, for one.
Yeah. So, we've actually got a fairly varied lot here in terms of the MVPs. Yes, and there are some paralogs which will be like 56 turns because I spent the time grinding archers on them.
Right, of course. Broken bows for life.
Oh, and also some that'll be turn 1 because I disrespected them.
Yeah, that was the Thyrsus one, I think.
So that was Alois, I think, and then the Thyrsus one was slightly earlier. I think Leone got that one.
Okay.
It's because Crimson Flower is so condensed relative to everything else that if you do the paralogs normally, you end up so badly over-leveled that it kind of kills a lot of the difficulty for the mid-game.
Yeah.
Oh, and here we go. This is the point where Leone becomes a Swordmaster. Yeah, there you go.
Love to see it.
And then this is the point where I realized Edelgard had unlimited Raging Storms. Yeah, Raging Storm is bust. I used to think that Claude is the best character in this game, and then after playing this on Maddening properly, no one's close to Edelgard. No one is anywhere near how powerful she is.
Yeah. I still do like that Claude accidentally killed the final boss for me, though.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah, so now we've got the epilogues. Petra did literally nothing for the entire game.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a sit down and enjoy sort of thing.
Yeah, so Petra declares independence if you just let her.
Yeah, good for her. Aspar did nothing also.
Yes. I wouldn't have made Caspar like Minister of Military Affairs. Like, he's good in a fight, but he doesn't strike me as a general type.
Yeah. Maybe he got there eventually. I don't know.
So one thing I'm disappointed about is that I wasn't able to get Happy leveled high enough to fight Cornelia. She has unique dialogue there.
Some fun dialogue.
And, she's actually pretty cool in this ending because you're fighting those who slither in the dark and she hates them.
Right.
Or, one of her sisters or daughters is doing it for sure.
And that meme about, like, every epilogue for someone being, what do you call? Just like, some say they are still yada-yadaing to this day is, like, pretty accurate, I feel like.
Oh, Lorenz and Ash died. Nobody cared.
Some people cared.
I turned Ash into shoes, and I took Thyrsus from Lorenz and forgot about him.
Was not the King of War? Jeez.
No, just the Avatar.
Get your branding right, sir.
He's the King of Grappling and the Avatar of War. Different things. Yeah, Lynn's just like, I'm done. Let's go to sleep.
Didn't sleep that much, though, apparently.
So Bernadetta did see a little bit of play during the game. In the early chapters specifically, which is why she's got a couple of kills beneath her belt.
Yeah. That's cute.
It's a great name. Yeah, so you may be wondering how I did this. I spent all my renown getting these people together.
Every last bit of it.
Every last bit of my renown went on this. And it turns out that was actually quite a big mistake, as you'll see later. Not a mistake, but it messed up some things I'd been planning.
Yeah, that always seems to happen. I had some plans of mine also fall through, oddly.
Yeah, so
my playthrough.
Raph ended up single, which was not intended.
Nice.
He just opens it in.
Takes an experienced eater to know how to cook too, I suppose.
Yeah, this is the big one that I'm really annoyed about. Yuritsa ended up single as well, which is not what I wanted. At all.
Yeah, I bet his paired endings are pretty funny too.
Yeah, his paired endings are great, which is why I wanted one. And yeah, again, so what's happened is there's a knock-on effect that has caused a lot of people to end up single when they weren't meant to be.
Interesting.
I like that Marianne becomes like a confident orator by the end. That's good.
Yeah.
I absolutely had to do this. Combined, they murdered every single other Blue Lion apart from Ash. And their parents. But yeah, it's incredibly cute.
Happy ending for Felix.
So, by the way, this isn't even the knock-on. So Dorothea wasn't intended to be with Ferdinand, but she ended up with him anyway, because of a knock-on. But these two are actually just a very good pair with each other, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
This is one of my favorite pairings. I cannot believe it exists.
What just happened?
Yeah, they are the covert ops of the Empire. And that quote is amazing. To find love between life and death is a gift. This is the knock-on. Constance just really wanted to marry Yuri. So Constance marries Yuri, which leaves Yuritsa single because he was meant to marry Constance. It leaves Dorothea single because she was meant to marry Yuri. Dorothea marries Ferdinand, which leaves I think
Marianne?
it leaves Marianne single, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes. I had to do this ending. Because if I wasn't going to marry Edelgard, and I haven't leveled anyone, I haven't leveled Hanneman, I haven't leveled Linhardt, there is only one way Lysithea doesn't die.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
Plus, you know, they're adoptive families, so that's fine.
Lysithea is my S support.
Lysithea is excellent. She did work this game for me as well.
Totally.
I love it. You know, they're both war heroes, and they just go, yeah, just gonna be mercenaries for the rest of our lives. That'll be fun.
Exactly what's up with them. All right, so for me, I wanted to marry Ignatz and Marianne together because I thought their supports were really cute, but it ended up that Lorenz snatched up Marianne, leaving Ignatz to be with Raphael instead.
Oh, that's okay, though. Ignatz and Raphael's fine.
Yeah, it's good. It's an interesting ending, but, you know, I didn't want Lorenz to be paired with anyone, that's the thing.
Yeah, fair. I wouldn't inflict Lorenz on my worst enemies. So, that's the end. That is maddening all done. This is how you get the Sothis statue at the end as well. Because obviously it was a new game.
I suppose we're about to see it.
Yep. Yes, we are. There you go. On my real game, we have our Sothis statue. I had it before because I did this on Blue Lions already, but I'm still happy about it. I think that Crimson Flower is up there. I think that the short pacing of Crimson Flower really benefits it a lot. It feels a lot tighter and easier to deal with, and you get less bored at the monastery. So that
I guess that's fair in some ways.
But obviously, you know, it leaves the hanging thread of those who slither in the dark. You know, every single moment of that campaign near the end is going, you're going to fight these guys, you're going to fight these guys, you're going to fight these guys, and then you just don't.
Yeah. Which is, you know, no budget, you know?
I mean, so it's always been up for discussion as to how you would fit that into the campaign, and I'd love to hear people's thoughts on it in general, because I have some ideas, but I don't really want to run fanfiction at the end of an hour-long episode of this LP.
That's totally fair.
So I would say that final map is probably the hardest one of the final maps I did. So you'll notice I got the Rhea paired ending as well. So Rhea S support at the end as well. That's because I re-cleared Silver Snow on Maddening as well. And I think that ending's easier than this one is, in general.
Yeah, sure.
So, I think the Verdant Winds finale is probably my favorite still. I think that, it's just great.
There's something about the feeling of like, oh, we've saved the world, everything's done, and then you just hear like, wait, there's this one guy just rampaging across the countryside, killing everyone. And it's just completely out of nowhere, and I love it.
Yeah, it's incredible, and you know, you've got every other scenario has you fighting some sort of monster at the end. Verdant Wind is just a dude who's really mad at you, and I really like that.
So mad.
But yeah, so as I played through Crimson Flower and this LP in general, I basically realized I think this is my favorite Fire Emblem game now, and it's ahead of Awakening, which is crazy to me, but I love playing this on Maddening. It is great fun to me, and I think it's something, you know, even if you play one chapter and go, this isn't for me, I think it's something that most people who own this game should try once at least, because you might find something where you really enjoy.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. For me, stuff like this, like, I'm not really, like, I know you downplay it a lot, but I think you are good at this kind of game. At least if you're beating these things, even with the amount of resets you're using, like, sure, some people might be doing it better, but doesn't mean you're any less bad at it, I think. Me, I would make mistakes all the time, and I would feel like if casual mode didn't exist, I don't think this series would hold my interest in this time period, I feel like.
So I agree with you broadly. If casual mode, I wouldn't be playing Fire Emblem right now were it not for casual mode. If casual mode hadn't existed in Awakening, I wouldn't have bought the game. And if I didn't have it in my first playthrough of Awakening, I would have got very frustrated very, very quickly. As it is, I've got up to the point where, you know, I'm playing the most recent entry on the hardest difficulty on with classic rules, basically. And that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, you know, in this game you've got resets through time spells, which I think is a great way of dealing with that. But broadly, I would say try this on Maddening, because I think it's one of the most forgiving games that you can possibly do on Maddening, basically. And you can play on casual mode on Maddening as well, and that's also fine. I just think it's an interesting challenge to deal with stuff like same-turn reinforcements. They are frustrating in some ways, don't get me wrong, but they're a challenge to take into account. And they were a fun challenge for me to maneuver around, even on this map, where I think they are really, really tough and really, really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, and that was crazy.
But yeah, that was Fire Emblem Three Houses Crimson Flower Maddening. So Alex, thank you so much for joining me through all of these episodes, especially through this final one, which has been an absolute monster. You've been a huge help, and it's been a pleasure to have you along the ride.
Thank you for letting me commentate. It was great flexing these muscles again, and you know, if you ever need me again for something like this, feel free to hit me up.
I definitely will. And so with that, guys, I only ask this at the end of LPs. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed like the entire LP. That'd be great. And I'll leave you with one final thought on this entire series, because this is technically the completion of Fire Emblem Three Houses as a Something Awful LP. One final thought. Edelgard was right.